Hello all, glad to see you all, welcome. This is a bit strange for me. Yesterday I was out at sea and today I'm back to normal. As you all can understand, I can't reveal so many details about what I have been doing the last 10 days, but it have been quite a special journey. When I went away, we didn't have a war in Europe, but out at sea last week we received the sad news, and then the reality for us on this globe was changed, and it was a very special moment on board our ship. So I haven't had so many thoughts about flat Earth this time, but now I'm back at my office. I will be here for some days. I did get I will be back out. I don't know when. I can't tell either. More alert if I say this. Yes, I have seen Russian militaries. So yes, it involved Russia, but I haven't been in Russia. I haven't been in Ukraine. I have been at sea. Okay, I don't want to spend this whole live session about this sad happenings. As some of you perhaps have read, that I've decided that all my earnings for the channel, I did get a payout from YouTube on 105 euros when I was away. So this morning I doubled that to 210 euros and donated direct to the Ukrainian National Bank that have an account that goes to the defense of the country. And I decided to do so until the end of this madness, and afterwards continue for a while to help them rebuild the country, hopefully. So if you're a channel member, you're a part of it. If you watch my videos, you help with the ad revenue and the super chats and all that. All is going to Ukraine. They need the money more than I need. If someone don't like it that I remember or so, I'm sorry, but I have to do it. I have to do something. It's quite frustrating being out on a capable ship out at sea and can't help the Ukrainians. Okay, I'm trying to read your messages if I'm a bit silent. But I will start making YouTube videos about Flat Earth Fools. And tomorrow I think I have a good one on the way. I'm started with this morning, and I think it will be a quite good video. I exposing a more famous flat earther to be, you will not be surprised, a liar. And now I will go over to, thank you John Rapp The Ukrainians will thank you. Now I will go over to a bit of flat earth stupidity. Wait for it. See, there we have it. So I'm not used to this. I'm more used to radars and other military equipment. I don't find anything in this program for the moment. Thank you, Mr. Malert. Appreciate it. Let's see. Where the hell is... There we have it. Okay. Now over to a flat earth fool. We will have a look at a famous little
we have a problem.
What's going on, everyone? Jaronism again, back with a new video. I'm calling it the flat truth of the new moon. Hopefully you guys can help me out. I made a little observation, a new observation about the moon and its phases, and so I'm going to show that in a little bit. Have you guys take a look at it and let me know if you see the same thing I do, which is a major problem with the current structure. So the other thing I wanted to do is just cover real quickly with a few people that have been writing and are still very confused about would we fall over the edge, and I understand the reason for thinking that. It's been taught to you that it's hilarious to think about these boats or things that got close to the edge, and you've seen pictures. If you look up flat earth on Google, you'll see pictures right away of boats going over the edge, and that's not necessarily the case when it comes to the azimuthal equidistant map that you see in front of you, which just so happens to be the exact same map as the logo of the United Nations, so which is also separated into 33 sections. If you see that on the screen, 8 sections of 4 and then a middle, so that seems peculiar.
Okay, I will pause it here. Thank you, Carl Edwards and Steve. Yes, you're correct, Sable, that a percentage goes to YouTube. Also, if I get money on PayPal, for instance, it will go to Ukraine too, because that PayPal I don't use for anything else than the channel. So I will put out that on my videos too, that the PayPal donations also goes directly to Ukraine. This video I'm showing from you know who, Jaronism, is quite fun. It's several years old, but obviously he thinks it's a great flat earth video. I don't look at the part he mentioned at the beginning about the moon. Is the same nonsense as usual, but I will stop in this video. This one about the UN symbols, it's only damn stupid. We move on
a
a
lot
bit.
About the globalist movement, and what are they doing? Is it simply keeping the myth of the globe going?
So you are a part of the globalist movement. I haven't been called to the meeting to that community, but perhaps I'm not a member.
This next image you see Operation Paperclip. You might want to do a little research on that just to show you where did NASA come from. What is this country, speaking of the United States, what is their connection to Germany, to rocketry? When did NASA come into existence? And it's all basically these German scientists, 1,500 of them, that came over with the United States at the end of World War II.
This type of argument is so damn bad, because US is not the only country sending up ships, aircraft, or rockets and so on to space. In Sweden, we have smaller rockets that we send up to space. We didn't import any technicians from Germany. So I think journalism, Globbuster, many of the American flat earthers are so focused on US and that's the whole world according to them.
You can also see here, very clearly seen, that the International Space Station is a strange shape, and it is almost identical to the symbol of Baphomet, the same symbol that you will find on the hat of the Grand Commanders of the 33rd degree. So look into that if you would as well.
Of course, he's talking about Freemasons, but obviously Jonas didn't get any degree in maths. If you look at the symbol on this man and count the lines, there are 2 lines to the sides and 1 upwards. And if you look at the ISS, it's 1 long line and 8 in the other direction. So is it anyone to see the connection between those 2 the symbol and the ISS? You have to be a flirt to see that resemblance, that they are looking the same. This is a strange bunch of people. Yes, Flu, I didn't get the memo. I'm quite sad. I think the video will start again. I did put a bit too long pause.
Just to cover again, this is the azimuthal equidistant map. It is used many places. I put a link down below for the Wikipedia for this particular map, and it tells you that it's used in radio and how simple it is to use in radio. You just simply turn your radio transmitter in the direction that the map says, and that's all you have to do. So basically it's a map that's used in radar, it's used in sailing, it's used in tons of applications, so you should look into that.
This is a hilarious statement. First of all, you don't have maps in radars. You can project a radar image, radar results on a plotter, for instance, on a chart, and the chart, if you use paper charts, is not these map projections, and in modern plotters you don't have a need of a map projections. And radio, it's all nonsense. And I think this proves something. And this is a several-year-old video he republished a few days ago. And he still thinks this is a great proofs. If I'm silent, I'm trying to read your...
So this next little image I drew just shows a couple important points. If you kind of see up above at the north spot of the map, you'll see that's the sun and how it rotates around the earth in the circle that gives us our day and night. If you notice the white box on the right, you'll see I have a person pointed out. And as long as they're facing north, take for instance if they have a compass in their hands. If they're facing north, then south would be anywhere behind them. And that's true throughout the entire map. So if you're in Africa and you're facing north, behind you would be Antarctica, which is the same as on the globe. Basically, if you're facing north, behind you is the edge. And you can see down in the lower left-hand corner, this is what the ice shelf looks like, or the ice wall. So no, you can't fall off. No one's really, that we know of, gone far enough past this ice wall to know if it ever ends. Is it never ending? Does it have another wall, or some people have mentioned possibly a dome? We don't know. What it comes down to is that we should be paying attention to what is fake and what is real, what is constructed for us, and what do we really see. If they let us go to the North Pole or the South Pole, well, things might be different, but they don't let us go, so the question is why.
This is so stupid. I did see that Tiny Captain have used the wrong map for 23 years. The same with me. I have been on at sea for almost 30 years, around 30 years, and I have used the wrong map too. This part of the video with the nonsense in the sun and so on, and I love this one that you're not allowed to go to the South Pole or the North Pole. That's hilarious. I have friends that are working on Swedish icebreakers. Our biggest is one of the strongest not atomic icebreakers, and it have been used for several expeditions to the North Pole. And you can go as a tourist to the North Pole, and there are people that have gone by skis from Greenland up to the North Pole and so on. So I think it's only that flat earthers are lazy and are afraid of adventures. That's why they haven't been on the North Pole. Mr. Paul, but there are no penguins at the North Pole last time I was in the area. A lot of whales and so on, but...
This picture here is of Einstein, and if you notice, he's pointing to his head. He's got some planets and stuff in the background behind him. But
this picture, I'm quite sure that this is not a real picture. I think it's painted, or they are using some kind of camera that I don't know anything about.
If you think about it, when somebody points to their head, are they telling you that they think, or are they telling you to think? So is Einstein here, is he telling us that he's very smart, or is he telling us to think? So in my opinion, he's telling us to think. Maybe he knew what they were going to do with his theory, and that he wanted us to think and use our heads and not believe everything we're told. Because if you do believe what we're told, then you will know that the sun and the moon look to be the same size in our sky, especially during an eclipse. When one crosses the other, they are almost identical in size, and this is because the sphere-Earth theory says the sun is 92 million miles away and 860-something thousand miles across, which happens to be 400 times closer and 400 times smaller than the moon, which seems a little bit fantastical if you ask me, whereas if you believe in the flat Earth model, the sun is 32 miles in diameter and 3,000 miles up, and the moon is also 32 miles in diameter and also 3,000 miles up.
Okay. And how did he measure the distance to the moon and the sun? Obviously, if you read the text, by a sextant and measure it. So, if we would believe him, he have used the sextant to measure the height of the sun and the moon, and it's 3,000 miles up, both of them. Oh, this is stupid. It's really stupid. And do he really believe in all this nonsense? Freemasons, Nazists. He haven't produced any evidence at all. This is so stupid. But it's quite nice to don't have to think about Mr. Putin and his friends. But perhaps it would be great if the Russians had flat earthers helping them navigate. Perhaps we wouldn't have the war. Okay, that was the video I wanted to have a look at today. I think the flat earthers start to get a bit boring because they are reusing the same bullshit time after time. I'm reading. I have problem reading and talking at the same time. I haven't planned for a so long live today. I choose to make a live because I wanted to talk to some of you, but as you can understand, I'm quite drained because I think Tiny Captain knows what I'm talking about. You don't have normal work days on a ship. You have rest some hours, you work some hours, you rest some hours. So it's long from normal work days, and because of in the middle of my tour the war started, and then it didn't work at the normal schedule. We were more people awake on guard at the wheelhouse and so on. Thank you. My mum bakes cakes. We didn't have any mum on board baking cakes. Perhaps I will bring my mother next time so she can bake us some cakes. Okay. I think I will go on for 5-6 minutes more, so I don't bore you. Yes, Tiny Captain, normally we do, but because of when the war started, we had more people on deck, more systems to closely look at. Suddenly it was a lot of traffic in the air, at the sea, and so on. So it was more work. So it was not always 6 on, 6 off. I don't understand what you mean with guard systems. This is no secret. So on a military vessel, you're looking at several things. If you look at aircrafts, we see them on radar, but now if you look at the flight radar or any of those services, the NATO and the other military airplanes have the transceivers on. They want the Russians to see that you have the eyes in the sky. If you look at the flight radar, you will see the big American and NATO planes with radars. You see the signal, you call it the planes that collect radio information, so on. And if you look over the Baltic Sea, you see Swedish planes, both signal planes and radar planes and so on, and they are showing these big military transport planes and so on, and that's deliberately. They want the Russians to see this, but if you look at military ships, it's a few of them that have the transponders on, so we are using mainly radars to see things, but we can also triangulate or determine what radio signals, in what direction they come from, and so on. And we have other equipment to look for submarines and listen in the water. So it's a lot of systems to control. And then also military ships and planes and so on shares information between them. So I can see on my system further than my radar can see. Okay, I'm very happy that so many joined my short little live broadcast. I will sleep for some hours and then I will finish the video that I will release tomorrow. It's quite funny video to make because I will reveal a well-known flat earther as a liar, and the evidence is so clear, so he can't deny that he tries to fool. Up here, when I live, I live quite a bit up north, and here we have around 0 degrees at the moment. I think we have 70 to 80 centimeters of snow, and in close to land we have ice on the sea, and a bit further north the whole sea is frozen. But south of Sweden, closer to Ukraine, Baltic nations and so on, it's no ice at sea. So where I've been, we have had no ice at sea and no problems with ice. But up here, it would be a problem with many of the naval ships, because many naval ships today are made in materials that are light and are not so suitable for ice. So that was a half hour of me rambling about different things. I hope you like this improvised show. I will make better ones in the future. But now I have to sleep for some hours, and hopefully the war is over when I wake up. Thank you for joining me. See you soon, friends. Take care of you all.